Alright guys, this is the game I've been dreading to do. Very long. I'm going to drop this timeline right now. On the top left corner we have Jujubug, the orange Terran player. And on the bottom right we have Min's Echo, the purple Protoss player. Dropping those names. Alright, so you probably saw the time. This is going to be a very long game, very long cast. But there's a lot to say. You're gonna love this. Trust me. Alright, check out the production tab. We just have standard drone production on the side of both players. Alright, got a supply depot about to be dropped. Good timing on that. Started moving his worker before he had enough minerals. So by the time he got there, he did have enough. Alright, got a pylon being placed fairly far away towards the ramp by the Protoss player. Personally, I don't like putting my pylon this close to the ramp when I'm playing a Terran or a Protoss, because there's really no need to wall off in that case. Unless I know my Protoss opponent's going for, let's say, heavy zealots, something of the sorts. Alright. Got that 12 gateway going down. We're inside the Terran player. Let's see what we got. We got the barracks dropping. Started around the same time. An early refinery on the side of the Terran player. With an early refinery, what usually happens is that you have the gas to get a Reaper, you use a Reaper to scout, and with that scouting information you can either decide to put early pressure on your opponent. Let's say Min's Echo was expanding, Julian realized I should either expand myself or put early pressure with Marines. So yeah, getting that extractor down, mining with 3 workers, drops the supply depot to complete the wall off. Over inside Min's Echo, we have kind of a derpy wall, a very big gap. We have the cybernetics core being dropped. We have an orbital command being built by the Terran player, Jujubug. Cybernetics core going down, supply depot being built. A Reaper coming out, like I said. The Reaper is going to be sent to the opponent's base to scout, maybe do some worker harass. Another barracks actually being dropped. A popular choice by Terran players with this Reaper scout is to, let's say, start a command center. Usually you want the Reaper out a bit earlier so you can realize it. Looks like a supply block coming in for the Protoss player. The Zealot will not be going out until just now. Let's see scouting information on both sides. Both sides have not scouted their opponent's bases, so they don't have really informed decision on what to do. A lot of minerals on the side of the Terran player. Can drop that expansion if he wants to, but no, starts building that tech lab, finishing that barracks up, and over here building an engineering bay. Engineering bays this early on, you can get those early upgrades for, I think, Terran units. I'm the Bioforce. I'm not too familiar with Terran structures. Reaper going up to scout, just a Zealot out. Won't be able to stop this Reaper from scouting, doing some worker harass. So yeah, we do have some shots going off. Workers pulled from the line, wasting mining time because this Reaper is too fast to catch. One worker goes down. Units last have one. Yep. Back to production. We have another barracks being built, and what I think is a reactor, gateway, gate research, and a stalker. The stalker will be able to put a lot of pressure on this Reaper, force him back. Ooh, another worker died. Workers are being pulled again. This Reaper is making its money worth. But a stalker comes out, needs to make sure that he micros this Reaper well. Doesn't want to start attacking probes. Kind of wasteful in my opinion, because the stalker might be able to catch up, do a lot of damage. And ooh, one shot! Oh, but a bad angle. Lets the Reaper die. Back in the base of Jujubug. What do we have? We have a Marauder out. We have a worker chilling out. And we have we have 3 racks, 2 tech labs, and a reactor. What do we have here? We have a command center being built. So it looks like Julian looks at his opponent's base, sees just a few gateway units. What else did he see? He saw 2 gateways, the cyber core, 2 gas. So what he decides to do, build that command center, probably make sure those 3 racks apply the proper pressure he needs to. Supply depot going down. Really good units active. We see 2 Marauders, 2 Marines, 1 Zealot, and 3 Stalkers, excuse me. Worker count. Min's Echo in a slight lead with 5 more workers, but that's because, of course, a lot of minerals on the side of Jujubug being invested into these barracks, into this command center, as well as the fact that Min's Echo does have the Chrono Boost. An orbital scan dropping down, it sees the Forge going up, sees the Warp Gate, Cyber Core, and basically all the offensive units on the side of Min's Echo. Another gateway finishing up, so that's 3 gateways of Forge on 1 base. So at this point, Min's Echo needs to make a decision. Should I tech up into supporting units, let's say with a Robo Bay, with a Stargate, or maybe even Twilight Council into either Templar? Warps in a round of Stalkers, a Sentry, so has 1 Zealot, 5 Stalkers, 1 Sentry. Back on the side of Jujubug, Command Center is floating down, has a small Marine Marauder force. Again, drone. Why do you keep saying drones? I'm so not used to saying SCVs. SCV saturation is very low, but does have those meals to assist in that mining. Let's see where he's shopping them. Yeah. So you want to drop them on the mineral field, and what will happen is that they'll immediately start mining those minerals, as opposed to you having to select them and have them start mining. I would say you should start moving workers down here to get even saturation, but there's so few workers on the field, only 19 to 28, that he doesn't need to be honest, because the saturation is not bad in this vein. Alright, so back in the base of Min's Echo, we have the expansion going down. We have a sizable gateway death ball. Not really a death ball, maybe a maim ball. Maybe that's a good way to put it. Not enough to really cause killing, but enough to cause some serious damage. So Hallucinated Phoenix came out. Will Scout, I'm gonna follow this. Will Scout the Terran player. So I will go to the vision, see what he's oopsies. This is what happens when you misclick. Alright, so I'm gonna play on this. We see the Phoenix going over. I'll see what he sees. So goes into the main base, sees the three barracks, sees the factory with the tech lab, so I'm probably gonna assume that tanks are coming out. Sees the starport, no tech lab or reactors, so maybe just gonna assume that there are gonna be medevacs coming out. So also gets a pretty good look at what the force is going down. Sees the bunker. So at this point, what does he do? What does he do? Worker count, kind of closing the gap. Supply block right now on the side of the Protoss player. A lot of minerals built up. Has a robotics facility, has an observer out. So I'm going to assume that he's going to go for maybe Colossi soon. I think Colossi are very popular on the side of Min's Echo. So yeah, dropping that robotics bay. 4 pylons, that's a lot of pylons. Dropping 4 pylons, now 3. So he's gonna get that Colossi early on against this small force of Marine Marauder medevac. Medevacs are gonna be built out soon because this is a reactor. Yes, medevacs. Hasn't built any tanks yet, and still bolstering up that ground bioforce. Again, saturation very low. Look at the income tab. Look at Min's Echo ahead by about 200. It's kind of jumping around. It's kind of hard to figure out. Look at production tab. We have, yes, we do have the tanks out. We have infantry armor 1 going out, medevacs and workers being built on the side of Min's Echo. We have those assimilators going down for the, oh, not making his workers. Mine needs to set that rally point. Oh, we have a drop coming in actually. Jujubug stages a drop, kills a lot of workers. We look at units lost tab. We see 800 resources lost, units active. He's now behind. Oh, drops at the natural. Uses the idle workers to start doing some damage, but this is a really strong drop. A lot of damage done. Likely to save. Yes, uses that over. What is it? Afterburners to get away. Very successful drop on the side of Jujubug. So, look at production tab. We see 12 stalkers. No, that's a unit tab. Production tab. We have infantry armor about to finish up. We have probes being rebuilt by Min's Echo. Some banter coming out from the observers and the players. How's that Robo Bay? But I feel like, yeah, with that worker harass, he's not going to have enough minerals to even get out a single Colossus until a little bit. because he needs to remake that worker count. So we look at units, 28 SCVs to 20 workers. Should be a bit bigger of a gap. The Terran player should have more workers, but the fact that he's been investing a lot into this force kind of prevents him from doing that. I think I saw a Widow Mine building. Yes, a Widow Mine being built. We'll see how he uses these. Terran players, a very popular trick with them is to get an early Widow Mine, and with the drop, you're going to drop into the mineral line and hope that they don't have detection. It's happened to me a lot when a Terran player would drop Widow Mines in my mineral line, and very, very destructive if not dealt with quickly. But yeah, observers are out, would probably be able to deal with that quickly. Alright, production, we have more manufacturing job. Colossus being built by Min's Echo. Only has one box facility though. Has not upgraded ground weapons or ground armor. Would be a very useful upgrade to have. Does have a lot of spare. No, never mind. Does not have a lot of spare resources. Soccer's put in place to deal with any drops. And what do we have here? We have a drop coming in, loaded with 8 Marines. Colossus being built. Ground weapons army being built by the Protoss player. All right. Idle workers on the side of the Terran player. All right, let's check this drop. Alright, back in the main base, we have gateway units in place. If he decides to attack the natural, the army will be in place, but another attack on this main mineral line will do significant damage, but it's likely to be seen by this. Hopefully Min's Echo is paying attention and sees the drop coming. Hopefully, Julian decides to drop here. Will do significant amounts of damage before this is reacted to, but needs to immediately pull it back up. Pull back up, yes! Pulls back up. Uses the afterburners. Oh! Gets a... Oh! Nope, Stalker's being warped in. Will prevent any significant damage from being done. But very good afterburners, keeping this drop alive. Stalkers are in hot pursuit of this medevac. Afterburners should be activated again. Yes, are activated again to get that medevac away. Back to the main base of Jujubug. What do we have? We have 1 tank. Nope, 2 tanks. Units. 2 tanks, 3 Marauders, 10 Marines, 4 medevacs. The drop does get away, but this is a fairly threatening gateway Colossus force. Colossus will make quick work of this force because of the AoE damage they do. We have the worker count being built up. Again, saturation on this is fairly low because of the drops that Jujubug has been doing. Get armor about to finish. We got extended thermal lance being built. We have Thors coming out. I'm pretty sure Thors, with their anti-air attack, it can attack those Colossus. But personally, weird choice because of the fact that Min's Echo is not going air. But we do have, let's see, vehicle weapons coming out and infantry weapons level 2 coming out. We have another command center being built in where the natural is. Planetary Fortress, interesting choice. Very popular thing for Terrans to do is to get 3 orbitals out. A lot of energy for scans, a lot of energy for mules, and the likes. A lot of minerals on both sides. Both players have hit 1,000 minerals. Low gas counts though. Let me check the saturation and everything. Oh, yeah, gas saturation in this natural is very low. So should be looking to saturate those to make sure he has enough gas to do whatever he pleases. From here, no workers in that. So getting those immortals out, those would be very effective against tank fire. Needs to make sure that he uses the immortals to tank the siege tanks. Ha ha ha. Alright, so you have the command center being flown over. It doesn't look like it's... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it is rallied all the way over here onto this island. Oh, random force fields. Anyways, yeah, so this command center is rallied over to this island. We'll be able to start mining. No SCVs loaded up though, so we won't immediately be able to do anything. We have the Protoss player moving up. We're gonna follow this army. Yeah, so we have the Protoss player moving up. We have Jujubug's command center floating over to the island. And right now we also have Gravitic? Heck if I know, man. We have this research. Increases the movement speed of observers. That one. We have that being researched. We have a proxy pylon being put in place to mount this attack. But this is a sizable force. Sizable wall as well. I don't think Min's Echo can do enough damage to this. Armor level 2 coming up. Cloak coming out from the side of Jujubug. Look in his base, we see that reactor. We see Banshees coming out, yeah. Alright. Gateway Force is moving out. Uh-oh. This Marine Marauder Force is too far ahead. This Siege Tank won't be able to do any damage. It looks like this force will overwhelm Jujubug's army. Alright, Immortal falls. Vikings out to deal damage against those Colossi, but the Stalkers need to focus down those Vikings before they can take the Colossi down. And one Colossi does survive. Tank should, oh yeah, Tank does take down the Colossi. We have a push. Min's Echo army has survived. The problem is that he still needs to get through this base to do significant damage. Julian can just macro back up. So we look at the army split. We have 15 to 31, about double, but at the same time, like the forces, yes, units. Uh oh, this Cloak Banshee's out. There is no detection inside of Min's Echo, so that means that he won't be able to push up. Min's Echo cannot push up because this Banshee is going to be doing damage as he pushes. So we have a cannon being built next to this proxy pylon, a very forward position. Back over here, we're starting to have some saturation. Five SCVs. Maybe he wants to use a medevac to bring over some more workers, but no, probably won't do that. Have more units being warped in on the side of Min's Echo. We see that Photon Cannon being built, an observer to make sure that he can keep track of those Banshees, and Protoss Shield 1. Look in the main base. We have a forge. He's not getting the higher upgrades because he doesn't have a Twilight Council. Protoss players don't like to opt for shields upgrades very often, unless it's like you have spirit minerals. Looks like the main base is outmined. It's mined out. A Nexus coming down from Min's Echo right outside the base. Not right outside, but very close to the base of this Terran player. Very interesting choice. Widowmine's in position to deal significant damage to the front line of the Protoss player when he decides to push out. We have what is 3 cannons. Oh, but it is going to be scattered out. Let's see if the Terran player sees this. He does see the expansion out near his base. What is that I hear? I hear more tanks. Yes, tanks are being produced. Medevacs, Banshees. Needs some. Julian does have the defending advantage, but interesting enough, Min's Echo also has the defending advantage with those forward pylons, with those Hota cannons. Gets 2 robo facilities out right outside the base of his opponent. What am I witnessing? We have Immortals and Colossi being built out from the robo facility. We have a SCV trying to build a command center over this Nexus realizes, hey, my opponent's expanding. So very, very fortunate kind of manner command center sees, oh, my opponent has what should be a 3rd, but no, is actually freaking 4th, because there is a base up here. It is going to be turned into a mining base. All right, so we do have the robo facility chronoing out those units. What do we have over here in the base of Julian? We have more. Each of those air units. Those air units will be very, very effective in keeping that Marine Marauder Force alive with the medevacs, doing damage to the Colossi with the Vikings. And this Banshee Force, if he can get rid of the Observer right here, he needs detection to do that though. If he can get rid of the Observer, then those Banshees have free reign to do whatever they want, as long as they don't approach the defending end of this very aggressive, I don't even know what to call it, very aggressive entrenchment, because that's what's basically happening over here. Like, this is like World War I. You got the no man's land right in the middle. Like, you go there, it's just a straight up fight. All right, so we have SCVs moving out. What are they going to do? Oh, we have an expansion going down over here on the side of Jujubug. A scan going down. Where is that scan? Let me go. Where does he drop the scan? I am not actually aware. All right. So you have significant mining going on in that base. Look at the income tab. Jujubug is behind in income because of how this is mined out. Has very low saturation in his natural. Very low saturation throughout all his bases, to be honest. So yeah, Min's Echo is very, very much ahead in terms of income. Look at the production. You have the command center being built over there. Units active. significant Stalker, Colossi, and Mortal Force with some Zealots thrown in, some sentries, but very few. If the siege tanks are properly positioned, they will be able to do the damage they need to do. Uh-oh. Supply depot's in front, distracting the Protoss player. Tanks doing significant amounts of damage, and one will fall. It's active. I'll check that afterwards. But it looks like this wall is broken. The Protoss player has broken the wall, but it looks like those Banshees are going to work. Go into town. Observers come in. But no, the Terran player successfully defends. The Protoss player has been pushed back to his little entrenchment. What do we have here? We have Banshees moving out. I want to follow them. Keep looking at production. We have Thors. The Terran player remacroing up because yeah, you need offensive units to win these games. Interestingly enough. Anyways, look at the active forces tab. We have, surprisingly enough, a superior army supply on the side of Jujubug, probably because of the Banshees. Oh look, I didn't even notice these medevacs. These medevacs are in place for a drop. Worker supply is slightly in the favor of Min's Echo because of how he. Oh, we have workers here. These needs to be moved to like any one of these bases, I swear. So we have an air assault coming out from the side of the Terran player, probably going to strike this third. Again, not significant rally points, but this is another significant force. There is nothing back here to defend. Except those Widow Mines, those lone Widow Mines, but they will be detected by those observers before they can do any damage. Uh-oh. Pull this down, see the action, you know? Alright. So it looks like this Protoss player is going to push straight into the base. Planetary Fortress trying to defend, but these are a lot of gateway units along with the Colossi. SCV is not used to repair. Struggling to try to run back into the base, but running right into this Protoss force. Elsewhere, we have two attacks going on right now. We see Jujubug at the third, fourth of his opponent, but no, go straight for the main. We have gateways not even being used. Over here, we have the Protoss force pushing up the ramp, gonna attack the main of his opponent. We have Banshee cloaking, but then uncloaking. I wonder, are there any observers left here? I don't even think there are observers left in this army. Needs to cloak. Oh, nope, already dead. Never mind. Back to the base. I can't keep up with this. Back in the main base of the Protoss player, we have an attack going on. It looks like it's going to wipe out everything. There's nothing left to defend. It looks like this is going to do the same. But again, Terran players. Oh, was there a, I think there was a pause. Yeah. The Terran player is gonna lift up his buildings, gonna float them around, but what does his opponent assume? Let's see what his opponent sees. His opponent sees neither two of the expansions here. They're about to switch places. That's what's gonna happen. This is gonna get wiped out. This is gonna stay there. We got the main falling. We have this command center just kind of floating away. We have these starports. But we also have these two. Uh-oh, another command center being built by Jujubug. So yeah, we have a lot of command centers remaining on the side of Jujubug. We have one significantly. No, it's not mining that much, but at the same time, this is a forward position that will allow the Protoss player to start anew, and his opponent also has to start anew, but less so because these two bases are already in place. They're already mining, and in the main over here, everything's gone. It's all done. Alright. So we're gonna clean up the main. Gonna push into this natural. What do we have the Protoss forces doing? We have another expansion going down. They have effectively switched places. I repeat, the Protoss player and Terran player have effectively switched places. The Terran player is now towards the bottom of the map, while the Protoss player is towards the top. Oh man, a lot of minerals. So they're gonna just immediately start flying. They're gonna immediately start rebuilding their bases on opposite ends and remacroing up. Yeah, so we have these two gateways. We have this needs a cyber core out soon because his cyber core is down. I'm pretty sure. Let me look at this. Yeah, cyber core is down, so that means that he can't get more sentries or stalkers. But the fact that the area has robotics facilities and can't put down that robo bay because of that means that he doesn't really need to, unless he wants to go into Twilight Tech, or he wants to again build stalkers and sentries, or maybe transitions to like Templars. Then he doesn't really need to. But the fact that Jujubug has air, has bases that are not accessible by this Protoss force. What the Protoss needs to do is transition to air. Needs to maybe send in a hallucinated Phoenix. Oh man, he doesn't have any sentries left. Sends a hallucinated Phoenix around, has those observers with the speed upgrade. Send them around the map, see what his opponent's doing. Can't assume that this Terran player is just gonna lay down and lose this game, because Medevac dropping the SCV on this other island, building another expansion. Starports in place. Julian's a very slippery player. Will not lay down and let this happen. We do have the summer core being rebuilt over here. Very well functioning base already recreated by the Protoss player. We look at the units active. We see 28 probes to 34 SCVs, because again, Julian does have far more bases active. About right now 2 active bases is 2, but 2 more building on the side of the Terran player. Production tab. Alright. We see scans going down, probably scan this area. Banshees mounting a stealth attack on his opponent, but are there observers in place? The cannons, as long as he avoids the cannons, he'll be able to do significant damage. Nope. One Banshee runs out of energy, unfortunately falls, but these Banshees have a lot of energy. It looks like if an observer doesn't come out, observers do come out. These Banshees will not be able to take out this Nexus, it looks like. Yep. Do significant damage to the Nexus. Probably got a pylon, but if those observers didn't come out in time, that would have been catastrophic. This mining base on the side of Min's Echo would have been completely useless. Look at the production. We see, again, Immortal and Colossus production, but he can't do that right now. He can't do that because the Terran player, with his starports still floating out here, can just... Oh, where's he floating? He needs to float it where there are minerals, as opposed to where there's just a single gas geyser, because Min's Echo refused to mine from that gas. We have barracks being rebuilt, a factory, so tucking back up to the standard tech tree for Terran, that barracks and factory into starport, but does have starports ready. This army is threateningly bad against air units. Mind that. So, what do we have? We have Min's Echo just going for that ground force. Going for the ground force on bases. Half the Terran's production is on those islands. Right here. Right here. Like, he can't even attack those. I mean, he's an observer over, but then what's he gonna do? Build a warp prism and start to strike there? Isn't even building warp prisms. It's supply blocked right now. A lot of supply though, that's the thing. Like, significant supply advantage on the side of the Terran player, but is supply blocked. Huh. Building pylons everywhere. Let's see what each player's up to. Rebuilding those refineries, building SCVs because he is behind in that. We have a... Is he gonna stage a drop on this? That is ballsy. Looks like we have a drop incoming on the side of the Terran player. Or 2 tanks. Marine Marauder. Just decides to sit there, I guess. Okay, dropping the scan. Sees the main. Does not see the army. Well, sees part of the army. So it's gonna distract the army. Oh, very good time. It's gonna distract the army with this medevac force. Or Marauder force, excuse me. Those are not medevacs. But moving it a bit slowly, I'd say. Oh, dropping everything over there. You know what he can do? He can siege up right here. Yes, yes. I think you have to be a bit closer than that, buddy. Oh, doesn't even matter. That pylon's down. Let's see the range on these things. Those are, I think, just close enough to attack those probes. It's a very good position. Looks like the Protoss player is moving up. It has to go up the ramp. Colossi are going to go up on their own. Uh-oh. Oh my god, this ground force is just wasting your time straddling back and forth. All these Colossi look like they're going to take significant damage. Does not want to waste these Colossi. Uh-oh. All the Colossi will fall in this minor attack stage by Julian. Gateway force finally making its way up the ramp, cleaning up. But those Colossi already did most of the damage in the first place. Still floating those starports. In production. We have more Colossi being built by Min's Echo. He needs to stop building Colossi. Like, you don't need these. These are never going to get over here. Oh, finally landing those Stargates. What do we have here? We have a commander just chilling out. We have that observer. Oh, wait, we saw that. We saw it. We know it's there. Decent saturation on these. Oh my god. Just build SCVs, man. You need to do that. Well, I don't know, actually, because he does have Oprah money. 10,000 minerals. Thank you, Like TV. A lot of gas too. Still a significant supply disadvantage. 8 army supply to 134. Min's Echo does have that. He has the right army in the wrong situation, because again, I've said it a million times, you're never touching those islands with that unless you do a warp prism drop. But that's not going to happen. Like, unless you build like 10 warp prisms to drop on a single island at a time, like, he'll likely be able to repel this. These starports, what are they doing? What is he doing with these starports? Has a tech lab. 2 starports here, 2 starports over there. Tech lab. Uh oh, we got more tech labs building over here. He has 4 starports with 4 tech labs. So it's like a significant transition into an air force. Putting this command center over. The proximity of these bases, is he gonna actually, if he lands this, that is super ballsy. The proximity of these players is like ridiculous. We're talking about a game that started out here and here, and now they're literally like on every edge of the map, just chilling out. Whoa. Alright, we have the Colossus. We have 6 Colossi. Yeah, because he's cleaning up the main base. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't realize. He doesn't see any of his opponent. What does he see? I think there's something there, but I don't even know. Alright, no he sees. He sees nothing. Does not know that his Terran opponent has bases and lands. Probably super confused. Probably gonna walk around the entire map, besides the islands, say, hey, where's my opponent? Not gonna find anything until he does get there. So a scan going down, he knows that his opponent has at least an orbital command somewhere. Oh Jesus Christ! Look at those supply depots. All right, so we have Banshees being built. Yamato cannon. Uh-oh. Observer comes in, flies in with that extra speed. Extra speed, very important. Sees the base. Drops the ... Does not like islands. I need to urinate. This game, we need to see what's going on. 3 battle cruisers being built. Command center just chilling. That doesn't want to float there. That would be too much, you know. We need units to have for both players. We have freeing up some supply for warp prisms. Oh, but the problem is he's not gonna get them out fast enough. Like, you got the Banshees. You got Banshees going out right now. I don't know where they're going. Heck. You follow them? No, don't follow that. You follow them. So freed up some supply for those warp prisms. Needs to get warp prisms to even touch this base. How sour is that? Huge Banshee force over here. This is going to be scouted by the observers. Stalker's moving in place, but he's just going to stealth and... Wait a minute, those observers are still there. It doesn't even matter if he stealths or not. The observers... Uh-oh. We'll see them. Looks like these Stalkers... Will he get these Banshees away? Yes, the Banshees look like they will only incur 1 loss. But what do we have in production? We have 4 battle cruisers being built at this very moment. Let's see the units active. 4 battle cruisers. Excuse me. On the field at this moment. Those Stalkers, though, there are a sizable amount of Stalkers, which will be a problem for this Terran player if he does not use his battle cruisers properly. But Jujubug is slowly catching up in supply. Min's Echo does not have the response to deal with this quickly. Where are those warp prisms? Oh, there we go. Moving into this Colossi. Min's Echo must love Colossi. I swear. No, he sees 1 island. No, I think his opponent... No, I think Min's Echo thinks... He thinks, hey, this 1 island, that's probably all my opponent has. I'm going to drop some Colossi. But those battlecruisers are in place. The battlecruiser takes out even 1 warp prism. It's already made its worth. Turning his warp prisms around. What the heck am I witnessing? No, back here. What do we have? We have 2 observers. Seeing the other base of the Terran player. Probably breaking keyboards at this very moment. What do we have? 8 battlecruisers on the field. Uh-oh. We have an attack being staged. It looks like we don't have observers in place to deal with this. Uh-oh, one battle cruiser taking a lot of damage, but it looks like it will get away. I don't think these things catch on fire, but the observer is moving back into place. A scan dropping down on the side of the Terran player. Needs to get rid of those. Did he? He just used the Yamada cannon on those observers. That's so hardcore. Over here, what do we have? We have more battle cruisers. Oh, the Terran fleet has arrived, doing tons of damage. Banshee's doing significant damage, but it looks like they aren't running out of energies. But all the stalkers are dead. Oh no, there's still some left, but they're gonna fall. This is done. The Protoss player doesn't have the air, anti-air response that he needs to deal with this. What's he have? He has Colossi, which are countered by air. He has Immortals, can't even shoot air, also countered by air in that case. And some stalkers. Back over here, we have these battlecruisers attacking the nexus of the Protoss player. We have even more battlecruisers coming from the side. That proton cannon's gonna desperately try to do some damage, but no luck. So focus firing on those stalkers because yes, those stalkers are ours only threat. Very good. Warping in more, not morphing. Morphing's for Zergs and Transformers and Power Rangers. Okay, so battlecruisers doing significant damage, dealing with those stalkers. The world in Celis just sitting down and be like, we're from Ire. Only these Shakura stalkers can do anything. Oh, look how weak all these battlecruisers are. So weak. We have the warp prisms going back, but what are they gonna do? Oh, we have the command center floating in. Oh, there's so much to see here. We have battlecruisers at the bottom. We have battlecruisers on the side. We have a command center about to be dropped down. A major command center right in the base of the Protoss player. He doesn't have an answer. So many resources on. We're looking at 5,000 minerals on the side of the Protoss player, 10,000 minerals on the side of the Terran player. Dropping the command center. Those observers, there's so many of them. It's like, we're done here. I don't want any of this. So what does Min's Echo do? He makes him a base. I think that pylon blocks the proper placement of the Nexus too. So at this point, what he's basically doing is delaying. Bad manners, trying to delay his opponent. Look at this. Look at the supply difference right now. 113 to 226. Just 26, not 226. Army supply 80 to 18. 33 workers to 8 workers. The Terran player somehow pulled out Juju Bug, was able to buy himself enough time from such a disadvantage, and then make this huge fleet of battle cruisers. Is Min's Echo properly transitioning to warp prisms or even air quick enough, he would be able to do it with this red. Phoenix is, I think, strong against battle cruisers, unless they're armored. Then in that case, Void Rays would be strong against battle cruisers. Oh, but there's so many of them. There are 8 battle cruisers at this place alone. There's a. He turned into Planetary Fortress. This game is just a game of manners. Do we have? We have Stargates being built. What a time to transition. My opponent has what say? Freaking 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. I think it's time to transition into air. Guess what? No anti-air units to deal with this huge fleet of battle cruisers. Battle cruiser operational. Alright, looks like. Oh, it needs to target that proxy. No, not proxy pylon. It needs to target that Artosis pylon. No, going straight for the Stargates. Shooting lasers and plasma. Min's Echo drops the GG. Leaves the game. Juju Bug's victorious. What a game! What a game.